Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppin', Easter's on its way.
Welcome back, spicy food fans. This is Mike from Wicked Cactus Sauce in the 2013 Feast Your Eyes on This Cooking Challenge. Now this week, we're posting our videos on Easter Sunday. Easter falls on March 31st this year. The very next day, you guessed it, April Fool's Day. So in honor of this, I'm going to do for you guys an Easter basket, Wicked Cactus style. We're going to start off with an Easter egg made out of barbecue smoked beef, cornbread with a barbecue sauce frosting. We're going to serve that in an edible Easter basket. And what would Easter be without the sweets? So we got you covered there too. I'm going to make a spicy, super hot marshmallow. So everybody needs to sit back and relax. I've got some marshmallows to make. Making marshmallows couldn't be easier. It's really just a combination of sugar and this, gelatin. So I have 3 of these packets, roughly 3 teaspoons full, in a bowl. I'm going to add to that my ground super hot peppers. This is Chocolate Bhut Jolokia and 7 Pot Jonah. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon in there. To that I'm going to add 1/2 cup of water. Cold water, and I'm going to mix this up. We'll let this start blooming. Meanwhile, we'll get our sugar syrup cooking on the stove. To work up our sugar syrup, I have 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of water, 1/3 of a cup of corn syrup, and then 2 cups of sugar. I'm going to let this come up 7 or 8 minutes to about 240 degrees. So our sugar syrup has gotten up to 240 degrees. Let's go ahead and start adding this to our gelatin. I'm going to start this on low. Just break up those gelatin chunks. And then we'll start adding in our sugar syrup. It's been about 10 minutes of beating, and you can see how much that marshmallow is thickened up as it climbs up the beaters there. The side of the bowl is still warm. We want to leave that warm, otherwise we'll never get it out. But we are almost ready to spoon this out. Oiled spatula. I'm going to spoon out a little bit of this into my prepared cake pan. I want to move pretty quick. This is setting up as we speak. The marshmallow's been laid out in the pan. I'm going to decorate it with some colored sugar. We're going to let these sit overnight till they set up, and then we'll be back to cut them out tomorrow. For my barbecue beef, I have a 2-inch thick chuck roast that I'm going to dress really simply with a rub down of olive oil and some of our seasoning. For that, I'm using Tat's Original 6-shooter. This is a blend of 7-pot Baracapore and habanero flakes, so it's going to add a nice bit of heat to our barbecued beef. This is going to go on the smoker at 225 degrees with a mix of hickory and cherry wood until that internal temperature of the beef gets up to 150 degrees. At that point, I'm going to wrap this in foil, put it back on the smoker until it gets up to 200 degrees so that it's fall apart tender. To make my Easter egg surprise, I'm going to use cornbread mix. I'm going to mix this up per the instructions on the package, and I'm going to add to it a good helping of our barbecue chuck steak that we did with the Tat's 6-shooter rub. I'm going to cook these in a egg-shaped muffin tin per the instructions on the package. So 400 degrees for 15-20 minutes until those get golden delicious. I have 2 packages of our cornbread mix. To that I'm going to add 1 cup of milk. I'm going to mix this until it's nice and incorporated. I'm going to go ahead and add a nice helping of my barbecue beef. Incorporate that, get that nice and mixed in. And into the muffin pan it goes. While my barbecue eggs are in the oven cooking, I'm going to whip up some barbecue frosting. Now I don't want to change the flavor of the barbecue sauce by adding sugar, but what I am going to add is gelatin to help it set up. So there's one package of gelatin. To that I'm going to add 1 cup of my favorite barbecue sauce. And then we're just going to simply whip it up and let it set. You know, Easter doesn't seem right without that Easter basket. So in order to serve up my Easter treats, I'm going to make a basket out of bacon. To make the bacon basket, it's real simple. Just start laying out a weave of bacon, and then we'll drape it over a bowl of the appropriate size. We'll throw the whole thing in the oven and bake it at 350 degrees for probably 20 or 30 minutes or until the bacon is done. Now you're going to want to do this on a cookie sheet, otherwise all your bacon fat's going to drip right off into your stove. Our marshmallows are set overnight. I'm going to go ahead and take them out of the pan. And give them a flip. And hopefully they'll come right out. There we go. I'm gonna sprinkle the top with more of our colored sugar. Then I've got some little Easter shapes I'm just gonna lay in. These have been greased with a little bit of cooking spray. Just straight down. Pop them back out. Rub sugar around those edges.
Bringing every girl and boy baskets full of Easter joy, things to make your Easter bright and gay. He's got jelly beans for Tommy.
There we have it, folks.
Eggs for sisters.
Easter basket, wicked cactus style. The bacon basket, the smoked beef that's been seasoned up with that Tat 6-shooter dry rub, and the cornbread barbecue egg, and of course don't forget those super hot marshmallows. Have a great Easter, everyone. Stay spicy.